welcome and thanks for joining us. I'm with Patrick Moriarty of Moriarty Financial Services. And Patrick, we have been talking recently about these 7 financial blind spots, and I've learned so much from you. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. But number 6 is RMD planning.
Right.
So someone might not have heard that term before.
Oh, for sure.
What is an RMD?
So an RMD is a required minimum distribution that we have to take from our retirement accounts, especially if we're retired and we've stopped working, and we reach the age of 73 years old. We have to take a distribution from our IRAs, our 401ks, our thrift savings plans, our 403Bs, and it equates to about 4% of the account value per year.
Okay.
So whether we need the money or want the money, it has to come out because that's the opportunity for the federal government to tax these plans. They want the tax revenue on these assets. And so it has to start at the age of 73 years old.
Okay, so how do we plan for this?
Well, I think it's very important that we do because a lot of people, again, are procrastinators, right? And so they wait until they're 72 and a half years old and they start thinking about what their RMD may or may not be. But when I meet with individuals who are, let's say, in their 60s, let's say they're 65 and they've just retired, we take a real strong look at RMDs early. So again, we can project and we can have a look at what those might be for them when they turn 73 and what the impact will be on them, maybe even for taxes. You know, how will that impact their taxes? So for example, if we have a 65-year-old who, whether they're retired or not, and let's say they have $500,000 in an IRA, and they don't need money out of it at 65, and they want to let this grow and compound to 73. Well, at $500,000, the RMD at $500,000 balance is $20,000 a year, all right? But if they let this grow and compound for the next 8 years from 65 to 73, well, this money can grow close to $1 million. You know, at a 9% rate of return, it can double. Now that's an aggressive rate of return, but the money can grow towards that $1 million value. At $1 million, now the RMD is $40,000 a year. So now how will that impact your taxes when you're 73 years old? So again, it's trying to be proactive. It's trying to anticipate what those distributions will be, how much they'll be approximately, and what will that do to your tax situation. And that's with taxes staying where they are, right? And we've talked about possibility of taxes going higher. Now, if taxes go higher, well, how will that impact us as well? So again, it's all about being proactive. It's not about being reactive. Once we get there, there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
And a lot of individuals think, well, let's just let these IRAs get as big as they can. And that does make some sense, but really maybe not for everybody. Maybe it makes some sense to take some of that money out early and not let those IRAs to get too big because then our RMDs are bigger. So everyone's different. You know, I like to say, I never say always, I never say never. I say it depends. You know, it depends on your situation.
Sure. So why is this considered a blind spot?
Well, because it's something that we do later in life, right? We do it at 73. We're not doing it the day we retire. We don't do it at 65. We can push off these distributions later in life. And you know, people put off, you know, a lot of things, right? We're procrastinators.
Right. We're just not planning that far ahead.
Exactly. We're not planning that far ahead. And that's what makes it the blind spot. And I like to bring these things out into the open. All 7 of these items, I like to bring out into the open.
So much is great information. Thank you so much for sharing that
Great.
with us. All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.